Hello and welcome back to yet another Lightroom tutorial. In this tutorial we're gonna see how to edit like Brandon Woelfel. If you don't know who Brandon is, he's a very famous photographer and one of my favorites. In this tutorial we're gonna see how to edit like Brandon Woelfel. Before we start, I would like to point out that he works with Photoshop and he has a very distinctive style. I'll link his Instagram below for you to check out his work. Please do check out his work. He's a really amazing photographer. And also there's a link in the description box below for you to download this stock image for you to practice. Motive of this tutorial is not to go and copy his style. That's one can only hope to be as good as Brandon, both in photo as well as editing. So it's just a mere attempt to get you close, to make you understand how he does his editing and maybe probably inspire you to put your own twist into it and create something amazing. So as usual, let's get started. So for this image, if you observe Brandon's style, the images you will see are pretty on the blue and magenta color scheme. So for that, we're gonna start off this edit with the colors panel. Go on to the temperature and just decrease the temperature on the cooler side to about -8. Then raise the tint to +15 to get that magenta feel. Then go on to the saturation and just increase the saturation just a little bit to about +10. And for this image, decrease the vibrance to -15. Then move on to the basic panel. Increase the contrast to +10, highlights to +10 as well, and shadows to +20. And do the same for the whites as well to +20, and increase the blacks to +10. Increase the exposure to 0.1. Then head on to curves and just place some points on the curves and create a standard S curve. Bring the leftmost point up to create a fade effect and just keep working till you're happy with the result. Just make sure that the image is not too contrasty. Then move on to the blue curve. Add a bit of blue to the shadows. Probably won't even notice any difference in these curves, but it's very subtle. Whenever you're working with the curves, it's very subtle changes, but it creates a massive impact on the image. For now, let it be like this and go on to the mix. Then start off with the red. Decrease hue of red to -20, saturation to -25, and the luminance to +10. Then go on to the oranges. Change the hue to -20, saturation to -35, and luminance to +10. In the yellows, again decrease the hue to -20. Saturation to -25 and luminance to +35. Just in the grease, just decrease the saturation to -30. Increase the hue of aqua to over +40. Decrease the saturation of aqua to -20 and the luminance to -6. In the blues, decrease the hue to -30, saturation to -40, and the luminance to +30. Then move on to the purple. increase the hue of purple towards the magenta side to +30, then saturation to -65, at least for this image, and the luminance to +55. Then in the magenta, decrease the saturation to -50 and luminance to +36. Then go on to the effects and jump onto the split tone. For the shadows, choose a hue of 224 and bring down the intensity to +13. In the highlights, choose a hue of 290 and bring down the intensity to +7. Decrease the clarity to about -10. Then go to the next panel, increase this sharpening to +35 and increase the mask. In this case, +80 will look good. Then again, go back to the basic panel, see if there are any basic changes, maybe in the highlight, shadows, that you want to do any. There's still one more thing left to do. Go on to the curves. In the red curve, add a bit of teal in the shadows. That looks fairly decent. This is the before and this is the after. Hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Like and subscribe to the channel to see more, and thank you for watching.